Whichever APIs you need, you can download sample code, and that's it. You're good to go. I think the most important part, as we said, is the authentication, which you can find some details here on the Getting Started guide. And if I were you, I would just watch this and the other video. It's like 8 minutes each. It's very easy to follow. Where's the other one? Yeah, somewhere here. This one's. So yeah, if you don't want to read through all this documentation, watching these 2 videos will really give you an idea. You will authenticate with the APIs, and then you're good to go. You can start making calls with the test data, and that's it. You're good to go. Yes.
Where's Sabine? So is it okay if I give you an example of how we use some of these technologies, especially in conjunction with Mobile Connect? So we're actually working on a demo with GSMA right now, and we're doing it for the, I don't know if I could say who we're doing it for, but what we're doing is we created an e-commerce experience, or even an in-store experience, and we're using one of the first 3 APIs to create a payment. So the CyberSource could be used to initiate a payment for something you buy. When that comes into the Visa switch, we set it up to the consumer transaction controls. And what we put in there is rules like, hey, I want to be warned if this is a transaction for over $1,000, or I want to be warned if this is being used at a gambling site, or if it's being used to buy alcohol. And so when that consumer transaction control is triggered, think of it like a rules engine. So I can put rules in there however I want to configure them. It sends off a message to my Mobile Connect on my phone, as Human was saying. My Mobile Connect will pop up and say, Brian, is this you making this transaction at gambling.com? And I can either verify it or not verify it. And that's what he means by the 2-factor authentication. So that's an example of how we brought all 3 of them together to create a user experience.
Thanks, man. Cool. So, any questions so far? Yes.
So, for the visa transfer, person to person, when you say visa account, do you mean like credit card enabled visa, or like you have to go to register on the website, create an account in the visa.com?
Oh, if there's a credit card, you can do that.
So, is any bank, any card with I just need the credit card information.
Any, excuse me?
If you want to transfer money to my friend, I just need his credit card number. Or does he have to register in the website and activate his email and other things? Or I just need his credit card number?
Yeah, with the credit card information, that's enough information to do the transaction.
To transfer money?
Yes.
These are very
You mentioned something like a friend is spending too much from my...
That was a bad example.
It was a bad...
Yeah, because no one else should be using your card, obviously.
No, they should indeed.
Your card, the one with your name.
Yeah, it's something that we are...
Okay, okay, cool.
But they should. I mean, every scenario of cash should be having a equivalent in virtual.
Yes, but you could also have virtual credit cards or virtual prepaid cards.
Yes.
We can talk about it.
We call it a delegate payment.
Cool. Yes.
You mentioned something about we can connect it to our server. Can you talk more about that, the concept of our server?
Okay, so let's say, for example, let's say you build a mobile app, right? And that mobile app has a backend. That backend, let's say, some any kind of technology or let's say any kind of infrastructure. Let's say Heroku, Node.js. So your application, the backend of your application, right? The one on Heroku would be making calls to the Visa Developer Platform, either authenticating with the certificates or with the XPay token. And it would make the calls and get back the information which you show on the front end of your mobile application.
Okay, so we need to build the server or just simply make it for this development center?
Or you what, sorry?
We need to host our own server, or can just assume that there's a server for the interface between our code and developer center?
Well, your code should be able to make the calls to the Visa Developer Platform. Now, that's all you need, right? Yes?
What is merchant search and merchant locator?
So merchant search is you can search for merchants, as the API says, using some identifiers, like name or I think merchant identifier. And what's the other one you said?
Merchant locator.
Locator, yeah, you can perhaps, given your location, your geolocation, you could find merchants around that location or for a specific location.
Merchants as in ATM machines?
No, merchant. We have an ATM locator, which is another API. Merchant like Starbucks.
Merchant is any store, anybody that accepts a
Yeah.
credit card.
Yeah. Yes.
How does Visa Global get some better?
Visa?
What does it need to be work?
So come again.
For Visa Global ATM Locator, what do you need
Yes.
for it to work?
Well, let's say a scenario could be that you pick up the geolocation on your phone, and you make a call within a radius, and you find the ATMs around you. That's the
So
scenario.
I kind of send a request with my location.
Yeah, and you would find the ATMs around you.
Does it respond? I mean, like, I can find the ATMs, but can I know which ATMs are working?
Which ATMs are working? Define working.
It will be able to process the request, like, the ATMs there, but it's not functioning. Like,
Okay.
can you think it's a right thing?
I don't believe it retains the information, but I'll have to check for you. Yeah, I'll check.
Visa tokenizing service on cell
Yes.
That's also in use.
That's in Visit Global Platform. Yeah, that's what basically powers and enables NFC payments like Apple Pay, Android Pay, Samsung Pay, which are not available yet here. But what this API does in a nutshell is it tokenizes your credit card information into something which is decided. Yeah, please.
Don't we need that anyway for Visa Direct or anything?
Not necessarily for Visa Direct, but if you want to have a mobile wallet solution for you to like store the credit card information more securely, you would be tokenized. Yeah.
Yeah, think of the token as an alias. So if you're a e-commerce website, I don't want to take on responsibility of storing 500 or 5,000 or 50,000 credit cards, because if I get hacked, that credit card can be used anywhere in the world at any store. So we'll give you a token which looks like a credit card number, but it can only be used at your store. And that's the beauty of it. That we call it containment, containing the risk. So they can't take your token and use it somewhere else. So if your tokens get stolen, it only affects your site. So your credit card is stored, the token is stored, so that it relieves you of a lot of the risk of storing.
Okay, so if I tokenize my credit card, I keep it in a U wallet, let's say I have a new wallet, let's say. So I keep it, the card data is with you, the token is with me. Or you pass the token.
You have the token,
Yeah.
and then when you have it, so I'm your customer, you're my website. Okay, I want to buy something from you, I give you my credit card, you get it tokenized, so you only store the token. When I come back to your store and I buy something, you send Visa the token, the token, the token. You never have my credit card on file. So if somebody robs your site and takes your token, they can't use it. Only you can use it. So that token is associated with your store.
So this is more
Well,
of
it
a
can't be
user
used.
service rather than a
But they
merchant
can-
service. But
Well, it's a service for you too, in that it alleviates your risk.
But regarding the token, so can be one token, multiple merchants, or one token, one merchant?
One token, one merchant, or one token, one wallet, as Eric was saying. Like
Yeah,
the
you can-
Apple wallet would be.
Yeah, you can have it more like fine-grained control over that. Yeah. But it's definitely it's definitely at least one token per merchant, at least. But again, as Brian said as well, think of it as it protects two sides. The customer, right? You know that the information is only with you, your original credit card information, and you as a merchant, you don't have to worry about, being like having sensitive data compromised. Obviously, you need to secure your data. But if, God forbid something happens, it's tokenized information, which is useless to whoever else obtains it.
But for multiple merchants, for example, so we store only one picture, we require only one kind of credit card to distribute. So when we get multiple tokens at the same time, because we don't keep a credit card.
Yeah.
So we just generate the token for one merchant. But if we have a second merchant, do we require again a credit card?
You will get another token, yeah.
We have to require again.
You will get a new token, yeah.
New token, but based on the credit card info, or with what we already have, we can generate a second token.
I'll have to see the scenario to understand more, but like the short answer is like, in any case, you will have to have a new token for each merchant.
and like apply for it, or you pull it automatically? I mean, you know, the e-wallet is one individual, 1,000 suppliers, 1,000 merchants. So automatically I'm pulling tokens for when I do the transaction, or I need to have the token pre-registered somehow?
When you enroll your card, like when you call the APIs, you enroll your card with VTS, Visa Token Service, and then you tokenize it. And you get a token which you then share.
To everyone.
Not to everyone, to the merchant that you want, all the merchant, or the transaction, or whatever the transaction is.
And the second merchant is with what data is already registered with you.
Second merchant, like a new merchant,
A new merchant.
you would have to again get a new token, right?
A new token.
Yeah.
A new token is by entering again the credit card info, or we can use it already with what?
Well, I think that I see what the confusion is here. So, yeah, take it offline, but there's a concept of a wallet, which could be used across multiple merchants, and there's a concept of a merchant getting a token, and so those are two different scenarios.
We're looking at the e-wallet.
Okay, but let's take this conversation offline. Yeah.
Because we're losing
Yeah,
time.
yeah, cool.
Sorry.
Any other VBP related questions? Yes.
Actually,
Can I
we could just
tokenize?
ask you offline because we can then move on and we can start work.
Yeah, let's just give folks like maybe 2-3 more minutes. Let's see if we have any questions. Yeah.
Can I tokenize a physical card?
Can you what, sorry?
Can I have a similar technology on a physical card, on a physical machine, or it only works on a wallet solution?
What? I mean, physical credit card has information that you want to have a virtual credit
I
card.
don't want to share my card information with a merchant, or if it has an NFC kind of solution, so I will just share a token. Does that work?
Yeah. Again, this sounds a bit more like a question that we can like discuss like offline. Any other questions, generic on VDP, APIs, usage? Anyone? Shall we just get started hacking? Yes.
What is the information available for me after authentication? So if someone validates this credit card, enters this information, what the information will be available about him to me as a merchant?
As a merchant, if you've tokenized the whole thing, you will only see the token. I mean, you won't know who this person is.
So only the credit card information? And
Not the credit card information, you will only see the token. You wouldn't have the credit card information.
the credit card information will be entered in my website or application, or it will be on the
Again,
Visa
again,
website?
let's take this offline with that. Okay? Cool. Any other questions? Anyone? Good? Good luck, guys. Thank you.